What is going on, YouTube friends? Welcome to the channel. My name is Fareed, and in today's video I've got two updates that I want to discuss with you guys when it comes to the GeniusX project launching on Cardano. Now before we jump into that, if it's your first time visiting the channel, I aim to provide you guys in the Cardano community with the latest news, tutorials, and reviews when it comes to the top projects in the Cardano ecosystem. And so if this type of content interests you, make sure to tap that like button. If it's your first time visiting the channel, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, then make sure to leave those down below. Now, as I mentioned in today's video, we're going to be talking about two major updates when it comes to the GeniusX project. And if you're not familiar with GeniusX, they're going to be a launchpad or an accelerator program coming to Cardano. Now, in today's video, I want to highlight the GeniusX multi-token ISPO. And then once we wrap that up, I want to talk about the recent announcement of the launch of their launchpad. And so let's go ahead and jump straight into their website here. And as I mentioned just before, if you're not familiar with GeniusX, they're going to be an accelerator program assisting early stage startups attain speed and scalability. And so what you can expect from GeniusX are going to be things such as ISPO design, help with business strategy and product development, token design, and marketing for your startup project. Now that we understand that, I do want to jump over into their ISPO dashboard. So I'm going to scroll all the way back up here and I'm going to click on ISPO. Now, if you're not familiar, the GeniusX ISPO recently ended, I believe on September 12th, but since then we've seen the launch of the GeniusX multi-token ISPO. Now, this was a first of its kind in which we saw the ability to delegate to one single stake pool in order to earn rewards from 5 different projects. As a result of this recent announcement, we've also seen the release of the dashboard to finally be able to calculate your rewards if you're delegating to one of the eligible pools for the multi-token ISPO. And so scrolling down here, if you're participating, you will be able to earn the Smart Places token, the Legity and Reach Metaverse tokens as well. And then on top of that, you're also going to be able to get the Outlaws Brawl and the Drunken Dragon Games token as a part of the ISPO. Now, if you're wondering which particular stake pools you need to delegate to, I do have another video, which I'll leave a link to down in the description below, which goes into much more detail about how you can participate. But to give you guys the quick rundown here, you can delegate to Gens 1, Gens 2, Gens 3, and Gens X. Now, if you click on any of these here, you can actually get some additional information about the stake pools themselves, just to make sure that you're delegating to the correct pools. And so jumping back here, if I scroll down here, there are some additional videos showing you how you guys can delegate and actually participate in the ISPO. And then at the very bottom here, what I wanted to highlight is the actual dashboard. And so now with the dashboard, now that it's live, you can actually plug in your stake key. And so I actually have a stake key that I'm going to plug in here. And all I have to do is just paste it in here and then click show rewards. And as you guys can see there, I can now see my rewards. And so again, this is going to update, I believe, based on every single epoch. And so based on this particular stake key or the stake delegation, I'll be earning about 390,000 of the Smart Places token, about 35,000 Legity tokens, 7,200 Reach Metaverse tokens, and so forth. And then at the very bottom here, you can check out exactly how much remains in terms of the actual ISPO itself. It will be running for, I believe, a total of 25 epochs. And so it'll be ending on January 15th of 2023 at 9:45 p.m. UTC. And so that's going to wrap it up here for the very first update. Again, this was the GeniusX ISPO dashboard for any of you guys who might be participating in that multi-token ISPO. The next agenda item I want to talk about is the recent announcement of the GeniusX Launchpad. And so if you guys are not already following the GeniusX team on Medium, I highly recommend that you do so. It's going to allow for you to stay updated when it comes to the latest for the project. And so jumping back into here, This last article, which was actually just released yesterday, or October 24th of 2022, we have here something that says, we're happy to announce that the GeniusX Launchpad Testnet will launch on November 1st of 2022 at 1 p.m. UTC with the KYC process. Now, if you're not familiar with what KYC or what the KYC process is, it basically stands for Know Your Customer. And simply put, what this means is that it's a simple process that you have to go through whenever you're dealing with a regulated entity in which you disclose some of your first name, last name, and personal information. And so in order to participate in the GeniusX testnet, you will have to undergo some KYC. Now, scrolling down, the Launchpad itself is a non-custodial platform, and this means that your funds are going to be locked in a smart contract until the sale of the tokens is actually executed. This basically means that there's not a centralized party holding the tokens or the funds that are going to be used during the crowdfunding or the Launchpad process. Now, this will also make the GeniusX Launchpad the most secure on the Cardano blockchain. So very cool stuff to see here. Not only was the GeniusX team the first to launch the multi-token ISPO, but they also look like they're going to be the first to launch a fully decentralized Launchpad on Cardano. Now, when it comes to who can actually participate in the Launchpad, the GeniusX Launchpad Testnet will be accessible to anyone who wishes to participate, including those who did not participate in the Genius Yield ISPO, as well as US residents. And so I personally know that being in the US, there's a lot of times where we are excluded from participating in certain platforms. It does not look like that is the case here. And then again, if you did not participate in the Genius Yield ISPO, you can still participate in the testnet for their Launchpad. And so it looks like the barrier to entry is relatively low. Now, to reward users for helping us test the Launchpad, the Genius team has designed a simple incentive program, which will see distribute over 100,000 of the GenX tokens to testers. And so I'm definitely going to be participating, and I'm actually going to be showing you guys what you guys can do to get registered for the whitelist right now. Now, before we jump into that, I do want to quickly highlight some of the dates associated with the Launchpad testnet. And so if we scroll down here, we can see that in order to be whitelisted for round one, there's going to be 2 rounds of the sale. The first round will be for whitelisted members only. And in order to be whitelisted for the first round, testers must register their wallets before October 28th at 10 p.m. UTC. Now, those who register before October 28th will be assigned the tester whitelist role within the GeniusX Discord. And so again, if you're not already a member of their Discord, I highly recommend that you join. That way you can register your wallet in order to participate in the testnet. Now, if you missed this window, you don't have to worry. You can still participate in the second round of the Launchpad, which is going to be a public sale there. And so round one is going to be the whitelist, and then round 2 will be the public sale. Now, users will be asked to give both wallet addresses, so you're going to have to provide your testnet address as well as your mainnet address so they can know where to send your actual rewards. And then they're also going to be supporting the Nami wallet as well as the Eternal wallet. Now, for today's demo, I'm going to be using my Nami wallet, and I'm going to show you guys how we can access the pre-prod testnet and how we can register within the Discord, as well as request some test data so that way we're ready when the testnet launches. Now, when it comes to important dates for the Launchpad testnet, your wallet does need to be registered if you're looking to get the whitelist role between October 24th and October 28th at 10 p.m. UTC. Now, when it comes to KYC, that process will begin on November 1st at 1 p.m. UTC, and it'll be ending on November 3rd at 1 p.m. UTC. Again, please note that you must complete the KYC process in order to participate in this particular testnet. Now, when it comes to the actual 2 rounds, the first round will begin on November 3rd at 1 p.m. UTC, and it's going to last all the way until November 5th at 1 p.m. UTC. Again, this is going to be for whitelisted members only. Now, the second round, which will be the public round, will begin on November 5th at 1 p.m. UTC, and it'll be wrapping up on November 7th at 1 p.m. UTC. And then we'll see the actual tokens, which I believe will be the test gens tokens because we're on the testnet here. We'll see those start to be distributed between November 7th at 1 p.m. UTC all the way until November 9th. And there's no actual end time, but I would assume sometime around 1 p.m. UTC there as well. And so that's going to be all of the information when it comes to actually participating in the Launchpad Testnet. Now what I want to do is quickly jump over into the GeniusX Discord and actually show you guys how you can register your wallet. So let me share my screen with you guys again here. And I'm going to jump over into the Discord. And I'm going to leave the link to the Discord down in the description below for those of you who are not already joined. But it's a pretty simple process. You just click on the link, accept the invite, and you should go through a brief verification process, and then you should have access to all of the channels. And so right now we can see there's about 4,700 members within the GeniusX Discord. And if you scroll all the way down here under the Testnet Launchpad section, if you click on the Read First tab, this is basically going to recap all of the critical information about the testnet, which I actually just reviewed. Now, if you scroll all the way down here at the bottom, it's going to show you with some screenshots how to connect your NAMI as well as your Eternal wallets and set them to the pre-prod environments and how to load them up with test ADA. So I'm going to scroll down here, and what I'm going to do here is just open up my NAMI wallet. And in order to actually access the pre-prod testnet, all we're going to do is click on our avatar here. We're going to then go down to settings, and then from here we're going to click on network. And by default, if you're on the mainnet, it'll be set to mainnet. However, all you need to do is click on this drop down here and click on pre-prod. And I'm now on the pre-prod testnet. Now what we have to do, now that we've confirmed that, we do have to add some test data. And so as you guys can see, I already have 20,000 test data. I did request some earlier today. And so I'm just going to go ahead and click on this link here to open up the faucet. I actually have that open up in a separate tab, so I'm going to jump over here. But once you open up this tab here, all you need to do is scroll down a little bit. Right below here where you see environment, you're going to click on that. You're going to select pre-prod testnet. And then when it comes to the action, we want to receive test ADA. And then there's two additional fields here. Only one of them is required. And the one that is required is your ADA address. And so from here, I can go back into my NAMI wallet. I can click on receive. I can copy my testnet address. I can paste that here. And if I click on this verification here and then click on request funds, I should then be able to receive some funds to my wallet. And so as you guys can see here, this has sent some funds to my wallet. If I give this just a few minutes to complete, I should now be able to see my updated balance within my NAMI wallet. And I believe at that point we're good to go. And so you can now see here, I now have 30,000 test ADA tokens, which is great. And I've copied my testnet wallet address. So now I'm going to jump back into the Discord here. And then next I'm going to go down into the wallet registration section. And again, you guys can read all of this information here, but to give you guys the short and skinny, you can just scroll all the way down here. And we're going to click on save addresses. And at this point, I would basically paste my testnet address here. And then I would also paste my mainnet address here. And so to get my mainnet address, I could just go back into my NAMI wallet, switch that back over to the mainnet, copy the wallet address, and then paste that in here. Once you do that, you can click on the submit button, and that's actually going to save your two wallet addresses. And then at the very bottom here, there's this check addresses option. I'm actually not going to click this right now, but if I were to click on it, it would show me the two addresses that I've saved, which in this case are my real addresses. And so I believe that's going to be it for today's video. I really hope that you guys found some of this information to be helpful. But if you're not already registered for the GeniusX testnet, I highly recommend that you go ahead and register now. Again, there will be a reward system, or this will be an incentivized testnet, I should say. And so if you're looking to potentially earn some of the gens tokens as soon as the actual public sale occurs on the mainnet, then this is an opportunity for you to do that. And so with that said, if you guys found some of the information covered in today's video to be helpful, then please make sure to tap that like button. Again, if it's your first time visiting the channel, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments about any of the content covered in today's video, then make sure to leave a comment down below. With that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.